Okay, welcome back to the reading vlogs. It is Monday evening and I have a little bit of a reading update. I picked up Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson to read next, and I am, I think, like 120 pages in, so that much. It is a really interesting book. I like the concept of the magic being tied to color, and so some people trying to be completely colorless to like not attract the magical people, and then other ones like embracing that and making it a part of their society. That's really interesting. We already have a lot of politics, but that is always with Brandon Sanderson like that. We have there's like the magic is like with color and then with breath, which is pretty much the life force of humans. Like if you give your breath away, you get like really dull and gray. And so that is also an aspect of magic. And so this one kingdom has like godlike people who have died in special ways and have come back because of that, and they only live because of the breath they get, so they kind of sacrifice children to them who then grow up like adult people after that, so they don't die, but they kind of lose their everything that kind of makes out a good life, seemingly. And then we have the kingdom that tries to be colorless to not attract them, which they are the neighboring kingdom, and they have a really problematic relationship with one another because the colorful kingdom wants to invade them and kind of get them, and they would have the opportunity because they have much more of an army because of the magic that they have. And so our main characters, we have like two pretty much, like main characters. We have one, which is Siri, and she was sent to marry one of the gods of the other people who are these reanimated people, like the king of those, because he's the only one that can sire a child. So she's sent as like a peace treaty, but her father knows that it's probably just pushing the war back and not like stopping the war, pretty much. And then we have one of the returned, which is the name for the gods, and we get his perspective because he doesn't really believe in his own religion, which is kind of interesting. And then we have Thierry's sister, which is Vivienne, who was supposed to marry the king, but like the god king, but her father couldn't bring it over himself to send her, and she pretty much goes after her sister because she feels like her sister isn't prepared for what she's supposed to do. And those are pretty much our main characters, and it is really interesting, so I'm really looking forward to how the book continues. Oh, we have another one. We have one who is like a mage of like a higher order, pretty much. The more breath the mages take from people, the higher order they get, because they get more powerful. And he has like a sword that is like sentient and can kill people and stuff like that, so he's also really interesting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing with that one, but I am done with reading for today. And so right now I'm crocheting more scrunchies, which I now have 3 colors of. So I have black ones, the blue ones, and then I have ones in this color, which is really nice. I have made quite a few now. I need to finish them all up and store them so they are nicely stored away to when I want to start setting them. And I also, over the weekend, installed a zipper in the zipper pouch I'm making, which still needs lining, and I'm still making the strap. So yeah, that is kind of what I'm up to. I will continue watching videos, crocheting scrunchies, and then I will just go to bed for the evening. Okay, so I finished the book. I totally forgot to check in with you at any point during the book, which I'm really sorry about. But yeah, I finished Warbreaker. I am not the biggest fan. I like the story. I like the ending. Like the whole like theoretical the story, I really enjoy it. What I didn't enjoy was that I just found this book to be boring, which is kind of interesting because I don't think I've ever found a book boring by Brandon Sanderson up until now. But especially like the first like 300 pages were like really a chore to get through. I felt like it was just too long, the book actually, and it didn't catch me, you know, even though the world is really interesting and the way the magic works is really interesting, and you know, the beginning like introducing the characters is kind of interesting, but then it gets really boring real quick for me. And so I gave it 3.5 stars because I liked it, but I actually don't think I would reread this because of how boring I've found the beginning of the book to be. So yeah, it is a nice story. The world is nice. I don't really know why it feels so boring. But yeah, it kind of does. Can't really tell you why. It's hard to pinpoint why I feel like this is kind of boring, you know. But yeah, the longer the book goes on, the better it gets. But so yeah, I could just give it 3.5 stars in the end because there was just no justification for anything else. So yeah, I have 3 books left over from my TBR now, but before I will read any of those, I will do a quick reread of The Lord of the Rings. It will not be a quick reread, and I will start another book tomorrow parallel to that, but I want to do a reread of The Lord of the Rings. That wasn't planned, but I do want to get a new tattoo, and I would love to get something from The Lord of the Rings tattooed, but I don't know what, and so my idea was kind of just reread the book and get ideas from there, and maybe something while reading stands out to me, which I'm like, oh, that I would love to have tattooed, especially since I would love to have it tattooed like on my décolleté, on my chest. I don't know what the, you know, up here. But yeah, it might not be possible if I don't find an idea that would fit on here. So yeah, I don't know. I will hopefully get in to the tattooist in November after my birthday holiday celebration, because I don't want to do it before then, so that it can heal, you know, in peace and not will be aggravated while I'm on holidays. So yeah, I will hopefully get an appointment in November. But yeah, I need to start thinking about ideas what I want to have as an actual motive. So yeah, I will do a reread of The Lord of the Rings parallel to the rest of the books that I need to still read. Though I do think I will start tomorrow with Catching Fire. Because I do really want to know how that series continues, and it is so long ago that I read the first one, but I really need to continue with it. And I think I need like a break from fantasy, so we will do that. And yeah, I will now go lie down in bed and read The Lord of the Rings. I just lent myself the complete version from my library because I don't want to read my big hardcover, which is like the complete edition that I own. So yeah, I just lent it from my library as an ebook, which makes it a lot easier. And yeah, I also can make screenshots of the pages I want as ideas then, so that works out kind of nice. So yeah, that is kind of what is going on right now. I'm sorry I didn't check in with you. I have no idea why. I searched for the footage this morning because I wanted to know how far I, you know, told you about, and then I realized I didn't. So yeah, I don't know what's up. Yeah, I don't know. It's not gonna be my favorite. I think I am having a hard time finding one that I love more than The Final Empire and The Sunlit Man. I think those two are like by far my absolute favorites from Brandon Sanderson, and yeah, nothing else seems to be able to like come even close to that for me. So, you know, not every book has to be like a full-on hit, but I think 3.5 stars is still a really, really good read. It's just, you know, a little bit more boring than I would have hoped. So yeah, I will see you with the next check-in with hopefully a starting update to Catching Fire. So I have started reading Catching Fire, which, you know, I have a few thoughts about already. I am 70 pages in, so not super far, but, you know, a good part into the beginning. To be totally honest, I am not the biggest fan of reading series. I've read a lot of series because a lot of fantasy and sci-fi comes in a series format. Like, they are really, really rarely a standalone book, but I much prefer standalone. So for me, when I read The Hunger Games originally, which is also only like a year ago, I think, I would have wished that it wasn't a series because I really, really liked it, and I really liked it as like a finished story. I didn't necessarily need more of the story, you know. But it does start good. It's not like I'm not enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying it. Like the first 70 pages, really good. Cannot complain in the slightest. But the thing is just that I don't find the book to be necessary, even though I know a bit like roughly what is happening. I haven't watched the movies, so I don't know the complete story, you know. But you know, I know snippets here and there. But yeah, it's just a problem that in my head the story didn't need to be told further. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The first 70 pages were really good. It's really easy to get back into the story, and you know, I think through all of their flaws, I always really liked the characters, even in the first one, and that is coming back really quickly, you know. I feel like the flaws of the people are really understandable, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. Because I actually have no idea, which I think is kind of funny that, you know, they have come out so long ago, the movies have come out so long ago, and I still have no idea what is happening in these books. But yeah, so I will continue with that one tomorrow. Also, I started with The Lord of the Rings yesterday. I have to be honest, you know, I can always read that book. It's really not hard for me to, you know, get excited about The Lord of the Rings. So yeah, I read like, I don't know, pretty much all of what is happening in Howden in the beginning of the first book. So pretty much all of that, which, you know, I love it so much. But yeah, I might continue with that one tonight. But between now and then, I will watch some YouTube videos. I am crocheting something. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. It's just a scarf that I'm doing. But I really like this pattern when I found it yesterday, I think, online. And so I decided I wanted to do a scarf out of it. And I have this, it's still white only, but it is an ombre yarn. So it's going, you know, through all of the grays till it's black at the end. I think it's quite pretty for a scarf. So that is what I'm currently doing, because I needed to order some new yarn to finish my sweater because I didn't have enough. And I ordered that today because it just came back in stock. So yeah, hopefully that will be here in like a couple of days and I can finish my sweater. Even though it's not sweater weather, it is way too warm to wear it. But you know, maybe in the mornings when it's a little bit less warm out there. But yeah, that is kind of a quick little update. I don't know, this week I seem to have only quick little updates. But you know, I am actually really excited for the stuff that I'm reading. I would also love to pick up an audiobook, but I haven't found a good one. I started one, but it didn't excite me, so I stopped it again. And yeah, now I don't have a good one I want to do. So I don't know. And other than that, I'm just really chilling hard because of how warm it is. It's just, I'm not made for summer, so summers are always really chill month for me where I don't do much after work, because work, I don't know, is a little bit on the annoying side at the moment, just because it's, you know, a lot of fixing errors and changing stuff in my code, and it's, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan at the moment, just because it's more like it leaves me really exhausted, like mentally exhausted. Obviously I don't have a physical job, but I feel like, you know, if you code 8 hours of a day, I feel like really mentally exhausted afterwards, which also, you know, reflects in less reading and doing really not that much in the afternoon. So that is a little bit of a problem right now, but it's a typical summer problem for me. So you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I will now chill with the dog, who is like lying next to me right now, but he will probably jump into my lap in a minute, and yeah, we will cuddle. We will cuddle a little bit, and I will crochet a little bit more, watch some YouTube videos, probably of other people crocheting, because I really enjoy them. They're really kind of like relaxing for me, as is the crocheting, and I really want to relax the rest of the evening. So yeah, that is the plan. And yeah, we'll see how far I will come with Catching Fire before I check in next. But I hope that I can at least read like 50 to 100 pages tomorrow. And then on Saturday morning, I have a lot of time for reading. So we'll see how far I will come with that. But yeah, reading is really going good. Like the last 2 weeks are like really good for reading, you know, which is really exciting. So yeah, I will see you in the next update. So, we have another evening check-in. It is Friday evening now, and I did a little bit of reading, not as much as I wanted to, but you know, happens to the best of us. I continued with a Lord of the Rings this morning when I did my workout, which was quite nice. I do enjoy reading that book so much. But yeah, then this afternoon I continued with Catching Fire. I'm now 100 pages in. So I read another 50 today. Or 25? No, I'm not sure where I was. Oh, I think I read like 30 pages. But yeah, it's a really depressing book. I don't know what I expected, but yeah, it's kind of depressing, you know. The whole world and everything that is going wrong, and the start of rebellions that will be probably really, really deadly. And yeah, Katniss is like really not doing the greatest. Because obviously she feels responsible for everything. So yeah, I don't know. It's rather depressing, but it is a good read. It's really interesting. I do like the flow of the story. I do think it's interesting where it's going. I try not to think about what will happen, because let's just hope that it's dramatic, but not, you know, dramatic, what I don't like, but like in like action kind of dramatic. But we'll see. I have no idea. I will continue tomorrow morning, because on Saturdays I always sit and read in the morning. So yeah, you will get a bit more of a detailed check-in in the morning tomorrow. Okay, let's end this vlog here. It is Saturday afternoon. I haven't done much today because, let's be honest, I don't function well when it's over 30 degrees. So like 90 something for you, for you Americans out there. Yeah, I can't function with that weather. So yeah, I finished Catching Fire. I gave it 4 stars. I think it's a good book. I do not like the triangle relationship thing. I think it's annoying. It will always be annoying in my eyes. I just don't like it. I haven't read a book yet where I did like it, so yeah. For that, I gave it 1 star less, because I felt like, I don't know, I'm just annoyed at it. I know that it's in a lot of books, and I know that there are a lot of people that like it. For me, it's a trope I cannot stand. And so yeah, I gave it 4 stars because it's a really nice story. Some things I was like, okay, why? But like, the longer you read, the more it explains itself. So the story worked out for me in the end. And yeah, I'm really interested to see where part 3 is going now, because, you know, it's a little bit of a cliffhanger in the end. So yeah, hopefully I will not wait another year before I read the last one, which I have no idea what it's called. Mockingjay is the last one. So yeah, hopefully I will read it in the next few months. But yeah, I'm happy that I've read it. I still don't have any like motivation to watch the movie, to be honest, and I do still have to be honest, I just wish the book was a standalone, the first one. For me personally, even though the story is good and it makes sense and it's a reasonable continuation of the story, I just don't need it, you know. It's, yeah, but that's just me, you know. Not that much of a lover of a series. So yeah, but yeah, that can now go on my shelf. I will choose a new book because I do want to read in a minute. I just don't know what yet, so you will have to wait for next week's vlog to find out what I actually read, because I do have 2 books left on my TBR for this month, but I have no interest to read them right now, so I will just read something else that I'm interested in reading. And yeah, I will do that. I'm also still crocheting my scarf, which it's definitely not the right weather to crochet a scarf, but you know, I'm making progress. I really like it. I really like the pattern that the crocheting makes. So yeah, I will read something and then I will continue with that one, and just try not to move too much because it's just so warm. But yeah, thank you for watching this week's vlog, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still, you know, getting back into reading. I'm struggling still a little bit with like not really loving the books I'm choosing, not because the books are bad, but like more like because I'm really indecisive at the moment about what I want to read, and I always feel like I choose the wrong one, and it's a little bit of like a mental thing, you know. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.